What's good, y'all? This is your guy, Tone DeShields II from Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. So, the word is James Harden may want out of Brooklyn. Now, the Brooklyn Nets have made it very, very clear, especially Steve Nash and their GM, Sean Marks, or I think he's their president of basketball operations. I don't know. But regardless, the Brooklyn Nets have made it very clear that they're not trying to move on from James Harden just yet. But James Harden has shown that he has been frustrated with the way the season has been going thus far. The Brooklyn Nets, I think, are on an 8-game losing streak right now, and that's something that we didn't really see coming. Kevin Durant has been hurt. Kyrie Irving is there half the time because of his unwillingness to, cooperate with New York's vaccine guidelines and so on and so forth. We're not going to get into the details of that. At the end of the day, do what you want to do with your body. I'm not going to argue for a vaccine. I'm not going to argue against the vaccine. That's not what we're here to do. But we are here to talk about basketball. We are here to talk about the James Harden saga in Brooklyn. And James Harden has shown frustration, understandably so, because you can make an argument that he's been sold a dream. It's so funny. He was brought there or asked to come there from Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, and those are the guys who are not there on a regular basis. It's funny. It's almost like being invited to a party. It's like your homies inviting you to a party, right? You get to the party and your homie's not even there. As a matter of fact, they already left. So I can only imagine how frustrating that is for James Harden, honestly coming there to win a championship, pretty much sacrificing his whole situation in Houston. Granted, the situation in Houston wasn't really trending upward, but he sacrificed a lot to come there. And he made it a point that he came there to win a championship. And I highly doubt the Brooklyn Nets want to just blow it up so soon at the deadline. But the word is the 76ers are poking the bear. The word is the 76ers are very much interested in James Harden. We know Daryl Morey and James Harden have a connection ever since Houston. But at the end of the day, the Brooklyn Nets are going to make the decision that's best for them, especially in this current season. They still believe they have a chance no matter what, even though the regular season isn't really going their way. They believe if they get into the big dance, anything is possible. And I actually agree with them. But the 76ers, should they trade for James Harden midseason? Doesn't make sense for them to make a move. Now, it doesn't make sense for the Philadelphia 76ers to make a move because we have to get rid of Ben Simmons. We have to make a move and not waste this MVP caliber year that Joel Embiid has been giving us. But it all depends on who we make a move for and what do we have to give up. Now, if we do make a move for James Harden, there are certain guys that are untouchable to me. Tyrese Maxey is untouchable. Joel Embiid, obviously, is untouchable. But everybody else can get moved, in my opinion. There was rumors that Tobias Harris may get packaged with Ben Simmons for a James Harden type of player or for pieces anywhere else. We know the Sacramento Kings supposedly bowed out of the Ben Simmons sweepstakes. But again, everybody outside of Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey, they can get moved. I know people are in love with Steph Curry, and I love Steph Curry too, but he's not untouchable, especially if we bring in a guy like James Harden. I know Matisse Thybulle has historically been untouchable, but let's be honest. Yes, he gives you great defense, but he has not grown his game in any way on the offensive end, and that's what we need the most. This Philadelphia Sixers team is going to give you great defense regardless. They're coached that way, they're bred that way, and that's just how they play basketball. They're going to play great team defense no matter who's out there. That's just how they're coached. But Matisse Thybulle has not developed the way I would like him to develop, especially on the offensive side of the ball. He's a defensive virtuoso. He has great instincts and he makes great plays. He always puts up numerous games in a row where he has multiple steals and blocks, and he guards the best player typically. But we need to find a way to not waste this MVP caliber year that Joel Embiid has been giving us. Again, a move needs to be made, but it has to be the right move. And I'm not entirely opposed to bringing in James Harden. I'm not opposed to going after a guy like Bradley Beal. The word is he may want out as well. So the bottom line is the Sixers do need to make a move, but it has to be the right move, and it has to include the right pieces. On top of that, James Harden, does he really want out of Brooklyn? Is that really the case? Again, the word is he does, and maybe he's been priming himself for that. He's been out for the past few games with hamstring tightness, and who knows? Maybe he's trying to find a way out of Brooklyn. word is he's looking for another agent as well, so he can figure out his long-term solution once the offseason comes, because he's going to be a free agent. And who knows if he goes back to Brooklyn if things don't improve. But all in all, when it comes to the Philadelphia 76ers, they have to make a move. Now, when, if it's at the trade deadline, if it's making a move in the offseason, my whole thing is I think they need to make a move at the trade deadline, but I don't want them to make a desperate move. It needs to be the right move. It needs to be a move that makes sense, and it's straight like that. I'm your humble host, Tone DeShields II from Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. One love, stay humble, stay healthy, and most importantly, stay hungry.